Now, bringing you the very best in New Hampshire-based local music on IPMNation.com and 100.1 The Planet, this is Local Outbreak.
That is very, very catchy. I like that a lot. That is Got a Light, and that is Cryin Caleb, who is here with us.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show. And, of course, returning to the show, Darlene Hill. Hello.
Hello.
Should we call you Darlene Hill? Should we call you Kate? What should we call you?
Oh, I don't mind Darlene Hill. I don't mind representation.
Yes, yes.
I've had some people, it's kind of funny, people started calling me Darling, which kind of threw
really?
me off for a bit. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't hate it, though. I thought it was kind of cute.
Right.
So thanks.
Not the worst thing. And, of course, you've been doing a lot with the listening room at Prayers of Nature.
Yeah.
We should, you know what, too, before we go any further, let me hold this up for people watching online. I'll hold up this cool sticker you brought us from the listening room at Prayers of Nature.
Thank you.
So for those who don't know, refresh our memory on our memories collectively on what that is, what you do there.
Well, I do want to give a quick shout out to the artist of that picture you just shown, is my friend Victoria. Her business name is actually Eye of Ethereal. She's a tattoo artist in Nashua. She's located under the Riverwalk Cafe. She's fabulous. And we just released a couple new images that she did as well yesterday. So that's cool. She's been working with me since we started. So I just wanted to create a little space for musicians to come and share their art in a way that is nurturing and celebrating who they are. As I did it years ago out of my home, but I kind of took a break. And as you know, I met you after I came back from Nashville and elevated a little bit and wanted to share that elevation with the artists that I work with locally. So created this small little space, and Caleb will be number 11. So
excellent.
I started with one. I was like, I'm just going to do one show a month. That's it. I don't want to overdo it. I got this small little art studio, and then it turned into, well, since I have the gear out, I'll do two, like a Friday, Saturday. And then it turned into, I'll do a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it's still once a month, but it's usually 3 shows in one weekend.
Okay.
And so, yes, Caleb is number 11.
Oh, very good.
And I've had the fortune of having people from not just New Hampshire, but getting the attention from people from Maine and New York and Connecticut, basically little New England nugget. And once they hear the deal, they either decide to come be a part of it or they get put on a waiting list because I am fully booked. So
wow, that's good.
Yeah,
that's a good problem to have, right?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I think people, I'm a musician myself, and I do I try to accommodate what I would like.
Yeah.
So people who see that, I think it attracts them. And Caleb reached out after Dan Blakesley swung through. Which was real helpful too. I don't know if you've heard of him.
I interviewed Dan Blakesley a long time ago.
Yeah,
because he's been around a while.
He hasn't stopped.
Been around a while. Yeah, long time ago. Wow.
He hasn't stopped.
Yeah.
And so, I'm real excited to have another Maine artist. Or is he from Maine? He's from Maine.
He's from Maine, I believe. Yeah.
So, I really like what Maine's doing.
Yeah.
So New Hampshire, pay attention.
Yes. Well, what is Maine doing that we're not doing here?
I think they're just weirder, man. They're just weirder. I think it's further north. There's less BS up there.
Yeah.
There's something going on.
Yeah.
Closer to the sky, I think.
Interesting. Interesting.
It's funkier. It's weirder. It's spookier. I think they embrace that a little more so than in this area. I think here is, from my perception, from what I've seen, is that the local music scene here seems really hyper fixated on like pop country or folk, or like a heavy metal vibe and even some punk. But I haven't seen this like cool, spooky rockabilly. I don't even know what to call you sometimes. Like, I know what you are, but trying to articulate it to other people what Caleb does is...
Well, yeah, because we were talking off air about how, and I was saying, Caleb, how I don't like listening to your... And we should tell the audience, too, not everything that you do, obviously, is an instrumental. We opened with an instrumental track, but we're going to play some... I love your voice, so I'm looking forward to playing some of the other stuff, too. But I can't think of anybody around here who really sounds like you and what you're doing. But so what do you think it is? Like, what's different about where your area, do you think?
Someone sent me a photo the other day that said inspirational Western sci-fi.
Interesting.
It was
okay.
like from a library, and I was like, oh, now I know what to call myself.
I love it.
Spaghetti Western?
Maybe a little spaghetti Western, rockabilly, country, blues.
Yeah.
Music I really like, and that I've been writing for a long time, and I've played in bands, playing music I've written, and I'm proud of, every band I've been in. But I moved to Auburn, Maine after living in Portland for over 20 years. And Auburn, Maine's a little more central Maine.
Okay.
And I didn't really know anyone up there, and getting a band together was just kind of a pain. And then setting up practices in Portland with people willing to play, it was just scheduling stuff. So I just started playing on my own.
Yeah.
Just using my feet and my arms and my voice. And I realized it's a lot less hassle, and it's a means to an end. I can play my songs, and I can agree to play anywhere at the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
I don't have to run anything by a committee. I can do anything I want.
That's been a consistent theme on the show over the years with guests who are doing a solo thing, who used to play in bands, right? It's like, oh, this is actually easier logistically.
Oh, it is. It's easier logistically. And, I'm not against it. I would love to someday have a band to play with. It's a lot. Yeah. I love playing standing up.
Yeah.
But it's just, money's a thing. And I don't want to pay anybody.
Right.
No one wants to play without getting paid if they're playing, if they're backing somebody up, and I get that.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm having a blast just doing it myself.
Yeah.
Packing up the car. Sometimes I bring my dog.
Yep.
And I could go on weekend tours. And if I can do it, I can do it. I don't have to run it by anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you miss Portland at all? Because that's a great scene in Portland. There's always a lot of good bands around. Sure. It seems like, but you don't miss it?
No. I miss a memory of what Portland was.
Okay.
It's not what it was. And I mean, it's a great place, but just having lived there, when I lived there, I was joking with somebody that there were 5 restaurants.
Really?
Oh, there were maybe 10.
Yeah.
And it was, you could afford to live there.
It
was dirtier. People were maybe a little, they were more rude.
Okay.
It was just a little more fun. And that parable when they talk about the frog in boiling water that doesn't realize it's boiling until it's too late. That's kind of how I felt while I was living there. I was kidding. Wow, this water is It's boiling. I gotta get out of
here. Interesting.
I'm playing there tonight. I'll be at Gino's.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah.
And so I'm there a couple times a month for shows or to see friends' bands play. And I have a lot of friends that live there, but I don't miss living there.
Okay. No, that's good. It's good that you're happy where you are. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
I like, I'm river folk now.
Do you think that's influenced what you do creatively? Like, do you think if you were doing a solo thing in Portland, you'd be doing the same thing? Or
I'd probably be doing the same thing, but I think, being up there, I wouldn't say I'm isolated, but I'm definitely left to my own devices more as far as like music.
Yeah.
Again, like playing alone. I'm just, I bounce ideas off the wall and back to me.
Yep. Exactly. So what drew you to performing at Prayers of Nature? Or the listening room, rather, at room at Prayers of Nature.
It's a lot, I know.
It looked like a cool place. I mean, I playing alone. It's a hustle. I send out at least one email or message or something a day.
Yeah.
To somebody.
Yeah.
And sometimes you hear back. Sometimes you hear back and there's enthusiasm. Sometimes you hear back and you have to plead your case to people of why you should be there to play. But in this case, I sent an inquiry and I got a lot of enthusiasm back, which right there, it's like, I want to play at this place.
Yeah.
And it just looked cool. And I'd never been to Wilton, New Hampshire.
Yeah. You probably hear that a lot, right? Never been to Wilton?
Wait till you try to find the place.
I've never been to Wilton.
Yeah, it's tucked away. It's definitely what you call a hidden gem. It's in an art mill, so it's pretty cool. Once you find it, once people discover it, they're like, "Oh, cool!" So it's different. It makes sense so that you would find a weird little nook.
Right. Has it changed much, by the way, since you opened? Because I think, if I remember correctly, so you had been on the show when you were either about to start or you had just started it.
Yeah,
I
we
think
had Tyler with us. Yeah, we had just started it.
Yeah,
we hadn't had it yet.
Okay,
right.
It was right
now
before.
I've had 10 of them since I've last been here.
Yeah.
I thought 6 months have gone by already, and I was like, "Well, come and do an update." And then I booked him, and I was like, "You want to come with me?"
Yeah.
It's like, if anything, can I play your music and just talk about you?
Yeah.
So I was happy that he's physically with us today.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But I guess what's changed is my commitment to making sure that the sound is as good as it can be and the lighting, and because I'm recognizing that the online presence is really important.
Absolutely.
And it's been helpful to me and exciting because I didn't really have much optimism when I started.
Really?
I didn't.
Well,
I hadn't been in the booking a venue scene in about 3 years. I had taken a break. I had taken a break because I was burnt out, and I'd done it for other people. I'd done it for myself. I'd done it as a musician. I'd done it as a venue.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah, I've done it as a nonprofit. I had done it. I did it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm done. And that's when I took a break and focused on my own music. So when I jumped back into supporting other artists, I was a little apprehensive because obviously it comes with a lot of drama and a lot of egos, and I have to manage them, and it affects my relationships. And I just went in really apprehensively and really guarded. But the more I did it, every show I had, I was like, yes, this is what I want. I love this part of meeting such unique artists and being able to support them and just making them feel good about themselves, making me feel good about myself.
Yeah.
And I think that finally shone through in the social media. And it resonated.
Yeah.
So I think that's what changed for me personally.
Yeah.
And I wish I could do it every weekend. But, but I wouldn't have the fuel probably to do it. So it's good. I got to set that boundary with 3. And just make people wait, I guess, if they want to come do it. So
you mentioned too, you're hearing from people. It sounds like you're hearing from people all over the Northeast at this point.
Yeah, yes. And it's a bummer too, because the second I recognize they're a little too far away, I'm going to have the conversation with them about how we don't offer a guarantee. I'm pretty transparent about that.
Yeah.
But I will. I will hustle for you, and if you meet me halfway, we will do what we can. And I don't take a cut unless the room even sells out.
Yeah.
So I'm not here to take your money. I'm really here to share your art. So for some people though, that John is just a little too far. As much as they want to come play, they're like, oh man, I can't do it. But I will say too, something Caleb touched on. and then I'll shut up. As a musician myself, whenever I reach out and try to get bookings, not getting a response, I would rather get a no.
Oh, yeah.
I would rather get we're booked, or I'd rather get some kind of like confirmation that you at least saw my stuff,
right?
And like if it's not for you, you don't think it's a good fit, that's fine. But I get so irritated when I don't even get a response. So I try to at least respond to people, even though I get a lot of inquiries. I will respond to you.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a no, and for whatever reason, but I will let you know so you can move about with your bookings. Accordingly. Yeah.
Was there a point where you started to feel like, oh, this is really going to work, or this is going to catch on more than I expected?
I was surprised by the response from musicians. I want a more solid patronage, but that will just happen over time.
Sure.
I recognize that, and bringing people in that aren't normally from here is helpful. People willing to take the risk and come out and share their art with us. And in doing that, I've already gained, just by getting Dan in there, I had people from town that had never even knew I existed down there, and they knew Dan, so they want to come back.
Yeah.
So, every once in a while, there's people in town that follow these artists that will come, and then they want to come back to more. So I'm hoping by the end of the year, I have a solid crew.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And, 20 seats, I could do it.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Yeah. Caleb, when is the show actually? When?
Saturday next week.
That? Next Saturday. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the
19th.
The 19th. Will this be the most kind of unique situation for you in terms of where you've played? Because this is obviously, there's nothing quite like, the listening room. This is different.
It's definitely the most unique, I think, of this summer.
Yeah.
For sure, to have like my own recital or concert. Rest of the shows I'm playing this year are on bills with other artists, which is great.
Yeah.
It's fun, and they'll be, 35, 40-minute sets. Or I have a couple 2 or 3 hour nights where I'm just, playing in the corner somewhere, which is fine.
Yeah.
But this will be this is probably the only like solo kind of recital to an interested audience.
Yeah.
That's there just and I have more time to, explain myself.
That's the part I like.
Talk about the
why
songs.
they wrote the song they did.
Yeah. Talk about the songs. I can touch on that a little bit sometimes, but I'll actually have time to do that, or play songs I don't play all that often.
Yeah.
Like I've been thinking about, I've been making a list of stuff I need to practice that I haven't played in a while that I'm looking forward to playing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, very cool. Well, we should play another one of these studio tracks that you sent us.
Sure.
And we had talked. What was we had talked off air about one specifically?
Sad Sci-Fi Part 1.
Oh yeah, tell us about this.
Well, my favorite genre of movies or television or books is sad science fiction. It's science fiction that's usually depressing because it's maybe a little less fiction and more nonfiction.
Oh, like sort of apocalyptic stuff.
Yeah. Have you ever watched The Outer Limits? Like The Outer Limits was one of my favorite shows. It's like Twilight Zone, but it's purely science fiction. The episodes are longer. It's slower, darker.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it ends just on a really downbeat.
Right.
And I just love that. I mean, that's what life is, really. I mean, it's a horror. We can find joy here and there, but
right.
I mean, we shouldn't be here. It's a struggle until you're dead, and that's the one thing we have guaranteed to us. So,
Right.
And this is a song I wrote, just the idea of, we need optimistic people. We need people looking out for everyone. And I appreciate that. And I honor that. I am not one of those people. And, and just the idea of what I mean, the song is less fiction, I guess, than I think, but like we're circling the drain, I guess. And that's where On that note,
by the way, Miriam Banish is in the chat room, says Outer Limits, one of my favorites, can be so scary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I've always been aware of the show, but I don't think I've ever actually seen the show.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. I might have to check it out. It sounds like something I would be interested in. Yeah. All right. So we will, so let's give this a spin. Oh, and by the way, where are these are from? You have an album or an EP?
I have a brand new album out called, Cold Heart Volume 1. It was recorded live in the studio.
Okay.
In Somerville, Mass, by my friend Sean Cryin at the Napoleon Complex, and he just set up a bunch of mics, hit record, and I just blew through my set, and it was an incredible experience, and it sounded so good that
was live. That was a live recording.
It's all live, no overdubs, and it was recorded in the studio. Live
kind of doesn't surprise me because there's a certain raw energy to because I listened to the tracks that you sent, and there's kind of a raw energy to them. It sounds like it was recorded live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was great. No headphones. You just put a monitor in front of my face.
Yeah,
and
I feel like he mixed it well though.
That's
what threw me when you said that, because the energy's there, but I was like, wow, this is actually I was actually having a hard time discerning. That's great though, in a good way.
Oh yeah, he knows what he's doing,
Yeah, clearly.
And so a new album out, and if you Cryin Caleb, if you just Google that, you'll find a bunch of stuff, and you can find it everywhere.
Excellent. All right, so let's give this a spin. So this is Sad Sci-Fi Part 1.
Yeah.
This is Cryin Caleb. Check this out.
No one is coming to save us. There's nothing out there, not of any consequence, no difference to be made. The future is violence, then silence. But there's one truth, now is the only thing that's real. Outside of that is darkness. We're so concerned with how we feel, No one is coming to warn us. No one is coming to teach us. And no one will remember the trials that we face these days. If we're all so special, then how come no one knows the way? Nobody knows the way. Heading down a one-way street toward a wall at lightning speed. But time is relative. We spend it thinking of the things we need. All the things we need. No one is coming to save us. No one is coming to care. No one is coming to stop us. No one is coming to collect.
There we go. Sorry. Sad Sci-Fi Part 1. That is Cryin Caleb. And that is, what's the name of the album again?
Cold Heart Volume 1.
Cold Heart Volume 1. So there's going to be a Volume 2, I assume.
Yeah.
All right. I always wonder when I hear somebody call something part one, only because in the 80s when Hall & Oates released Rock and Soul Part 1, they never put out a Part 2. So whenever I hear that,
Not
I'm always
yet, anyway.
Yes,
and it ain't going to happen now. Apparently.
Right, they're all upset. But Oasis is back together, so it's fine.
Yeah, so anything can happen.
Today Oasis, tomorrow Hall & Oates.
No, that song though, I was commenting off air. It's dark and it's sad, but it's also funny.
Oh, yeah.
I like the sense of humor. Very dark humor, but
It's hilarious.
no one is coming to
it
save
makes me
us.
laugh.
And I guess it's funny because it's true, right?
Yeah.
I think too what you did too with that song is you kind of made it timeless. It's one of those ones where I'm like, oh, is he talking about right now, or is he talking about like what is it exactly he's hitting the nail on the head on here?
Right.
You didn't put it in a box, which I thought was great too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, timeless not only in terms of the lyrics, but in terms of the production, because you could have told me that came from any point, and I would have believed you. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Like if you told me that was recorded in the 70s, I would have believed you. but it was recorded now, and obviously
It was recorded a few months ago.
It was recorded a few months ago.
Yeah.
And so it's got that timeless quality to it, which I think is really cool, I also wanted to ask you, so you were also saying off air about, because you're effectively, I don't know if you even like the term, maybe not one man band, but you were saying off air, I thought this was a really interesting comment that people will kind of suggest other solo artists who do kind of what you do
all the time.
And you avoid listening to those.
It's, yeah, I mean, if I hear it, it's fine. And I, of course, appreciate what they're doing because I'm doing the same thing, but I don't want it to get in my head kind of thing. Maybe it's I don't know. I don't want to be too influenced by the techniques of what other people do. I can definitely appreciate them. And if I'm playing a show with one, of course it's fun to watch, but I don't spend my time seeking out other one man bands and listening to them.
Yeah.
For me, the one man band thing, it's a means to an end. It's just, I want to play my songs, but I don't want to play acoustic, solo thing, which is great. I know so many people who are good at it. I am not good at it. I want to rock and roll.
Yeah.
And this is how I can do it, and this is how I can perform my songs, and I love to perform. So it's just a way to do it.
So when you're playing live, so you have an electric, right?
Yeah.
So you're not doing the singer-songwriter thing with an acoustic guitar.
No.
And then you're stomping for the percussion, right?
Yeah, I have a bass drum, a hi-hat, a guitar, and an amp.
Yeah.
And that's how I do it. Yeah, I can load in and out of anywhere, usually within 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It doesn't take me long to set up, and I go,
Venues must love that.
They do. Well, it's funny because
sound check
I'll play a lot I play a lot of places, like smaller places, and they'll hear the recorded material, and they'll be like, you might be too loud. And I promise them I am not. I'm very self-aware of my tone, how I want to sound, and I have done a lot of work to make sure I can capture that tone at pretty much any volume.
Yeah.
Different wattage. So if I were playing in here, I could make it work.
Right.
In this, and I say in here, you can't see it, but it's a little room.
Yeah.
Or on a big stage, I can adapt.
Yeah.
So I can play smaller places, and it's still sounds like me, but it's not going to stab anyone in the ear.
Right. Right. Right.
So
was it challenging to learn to do that? Because, well, obviously, so this is something you mentioned off air too. You've also been a drummer, right?
Yes.
You play drums. So obviously with drums, that's the one instrument where typically someone's using all four of their limbs. So maybe it wasn't challenging. I mean, was it challenging for you to learn to do all that?
No, I mean, there was a little bit of time, but it came pretty natural because I tap my foot when I play. I'm really into
Makes sense.
To tempo and feeling like, I guess I hate the word, but groove of what I'm doing. But I was just talking with a friend of mine the other day. While I'm doing it, I'm not thinking about everything I'm doing all at once. It's automatic. I'm just doing it.
Yeah.
And if I'm singing, my concentration is on the singing. If I'm playing guitar solo, my concentration's on the guitar solo. What my feet are doing, I mean, I'm aware of them, but I'm not. If I start thinking about it, I will crash.
Right.
And it's funny because I'm not a very coordinated person.
Really?
Like I joke with my old lady all the time, like gravity is a lot stronger around me than anywhere else. I drop stuff constantly. I'm always bumping into things. I look like a moron when I'm loading stuff around, but when I'm sitting there playing, it seems very graceful. It's like I'm not.
I can absolutely relate to that.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So when I remember the first time I saw somebody do anything like that was John Hyatt years ago. Boy, this must have been like 20 years ago. I saw John Hyatt live in Concord, and it was cool. You know, he doesn't have like a little drum kit or anything. He would just stand out with his guitar, but there was a microphone obviously on the floor. They had the floor mic'd, and he would, start tapping his foot, and it just sounded so cool. Though, when he started doing that, because it surprises the audience a little bit too, because he's just out there with his guitar. So you think he's just, because it was an acoustic show. Obviously, he did a lot of tours where he played with a full band, but this particular tour was just an acoustic tour, and it was just him and the guitar. So you almost don't expect it, and then he starts tapping, and there's obviously a mic on the floor, and it's like, oh, that sounds really good.
Oh, yeah, it's great. I mean, before I started doing this, I had seen a few one-man bands perform, and I remember loving it, but also thinking, like, I could do that. Mm-hmm. Like, I could do that. Mm-hmm. And I'd even tell people, I could do that.
Yeah.
And eventually I did that. Well, during COVID times, my band wasn't playing, of course.
Yeah.
And I got really bored. So that was when I started, like, practicing it.
Yeah.
And doing it and putting up videos and stuff. And then once things started opening back up, I started playing with a drummer again, and that was fine. And then, like I said, when I moved up to Auburn, Maine, I decided to just do it one man band. But no, I mean, people have been doing it since forever.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it. It's kind of a carny trick, it's a sideshow thing, and I try I'm serious. The songs can be serious. They're funny, and like, I'm serious about that, but I also realize it's pretty ridiculous, and like, it's fun. It's funny.
Sure.
It's funny to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, some people, when they're watching it, they're just like,
oh, I dig it.
Yeah.
I love that it comes out of one person.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
I think it's cool. You've surrounded yourself with different ways to express yourself.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy it.
Oh yeah. I mean, but it is, I understand. I recognize that it's pretty funny.
We should play another one. Let's see. What should we play?
Oh, How She Dances is a fun one.
Yeah, I want to learn about why you covered that. Because I don't know if you want to talk about it now or after, but like, I was hoping that would be the song I'd learn more about.
Yeah, I had heard.
Oh, yeah.
I had heard. I didn't write this. I had heard one of my favorite artists, Taff Falco and the Panther Burns, do this song, and I remember I just loved it. I loved the whole spiel he gives, and I remember thinking, like, I could do this song.
Yeah,
a long time ago, and then I like looked it up and realized, like, I didn't think it was his song, but turns out it's just this old vaudevillian song from the like 1915 or something like that. And I was like, well, then this doesn't belong to anybody. I can definitely do this song. And, I think like any song like that, it gets changed. So this is my version. And I grew up in Old Orchard Beach, Maine.
Yeah.
Which, I'm part Kearney. Like, that was downtown Old Orchard. That's a lot of us who grew up there, especially like the time I grew up there. We started working downtown. I had my first job downtown hustling tourists when I was like 12 years old.
Oh, no kidding.
And a lot of it's hustling tourists. Some of it's just like food service. Some of them's trying to rope people in, just rip them off, playing an impossible game that they're not going to win.
Okay. Yep.
And the whole art of the circus and the traveling people just fleecing rubes. I just think it's hilarious. And like, humans are so easily manipulated and tricked into doing dumb stuff if they're told,
yes,
this is the right decision.
Why?
I don't know.
Why is Old Orchard Beach like that specifically? Just because?
Well, it's a tourist town, but it's it's one of the places in the Northeast. It's a working class vacation spot.
Yeah.
It's where working people can afford to go.
Yeah.
It's where working people can afford to take their families and keep them entertained. There's games and rides. It's cheaper. I mean, it's not cheap, but it's cheaper than going to a Gunquit or Kennebunk or Boothbay Harbor or Arcadia or anywhere like that. It's kind of low grade entertainment for regular folks.
Okay.
And so you get a lot of, working class people. You get some affluent people, but for the most part, it's just regular folks.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I was partly curious too, because I think I've only been there once, but the first time I ever saw Kiss was at Old Orchard Beach.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's a good band for that town.
There you go. Interesting. Yeah. All right. So we're going to give this a spin. So this is, I didn't even know this was a cover.
Yeah.
When I listened to it, I had no idea.
Is it a royalty-free song?
It's royalty
It
free.
is.
Oh, I
Nice.
wouldn't record a song that wasn't.
Well, I didn't know if you paid.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
All right. Let's give this a spin. This is Oh How She Dances, and this is Cryin' Caleb.
Right this way, ladies and gentlemen, right this way to see the greatest conglomeration of curiosities ever gathered under one canvas tent. See the Indian rubber boy. See Two-Ton Tiny, the fat lady. See Prince Juju Bobo, the sword swallower. He is also the snake charmer. See the lovely Princess Karma perform her spectacular dance, suspended high above the heads of the audience on a pallid surface no larger than a silver dime. She performs her dance to the accompaniment of a strange tom-tom orchestra, lit by a myriad array of thousands of tiny electric light bulbs. Every nerve, every muscle, every fiber of her body, it shimmies like jelly in the bowl. So bring your friends, your neighbors, and your children, or they may reproach you in later life for this uncalled for lack of their education. It only costs a dime, 2 nickels, 1/10 part of a dollar. You may receive instructions, but don't push, don't shove. There's room for one and all. A barker man stood outside of the great sideshow, loudly cried, right this way we have the main attraction. With us today, the dancing princess, slim and tall. She don't move her feet at all. They say she drove the sultan to distraction. Well, Hiram Green pulled out a dime. He said, boys, I'm here to have a time. So give me a seat down front as far as I'm allowed. Well, he stayed in there for hours about. At last they threw poor Hiram out. And as they did, he hollered to the crowd, oh, how she dances. Oh, how she dances. I've never seen such movement in my life. It beats that dance they call Salome. Oh, boys, you all will stay at home. If only you could teach it to your wife. Oh, how she wiggles. Oh, how she wiggles. She shimmies just like jelly in the bowl. But she has never seen the streets of Cairo. I've known her from a baby. She's from my hometown. Right this way, ladies and gentlemen. Right this way to see the incredible, despicable geek captured in the wilds of Old Orchard Beach, Maine, where he was incarcerated in the attic by his parents at the tender age of 14. In order to survive, he learned to eat live rats, live chickens, and other living organisms. Yes, friends, he eats them alive.
That is Oh How She Dances. That is Cryin' Caleb from the album Cold Heart Volume 1. Hey, where's the name come from, by the way? Cryin' Caleb.
Good question. Well, I don't really believe in heroes, but let's say I was someone who believed in a hero.
Sure.
One of them would be Screamin' Jay Hawkins.
Okay.
Screamin' Jay, Howlin' Wolf. There's another guy I like named Lonesome Wyatt. I like that title. And my name, it's Caleb Aaron Coulthard. And Coulthard is one of those names, like in a loud room. If I tell people my name, they say, "What was that?" And I'm like, "Exactly."
Right,
so,
right.
And it was actually my friend Heather who painted the cover of the new album. When she learned my real last name, she was like, "Cold Heart," and I was like, "Yeah, exactly."
Oh,
yeah. And I had heard that before. An old teacher in school used to say I had a cold heart, but but no, yeah, Cryin Caleb was just I needed a name, and that came up with it, and I asked a few people, I was like, "What do you think of that?" And they're like, "That's good."
Yeah,
I was like, all right, using it.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Miriam said in the chat room, feeling a little Tom Waits thing in this. Is he an influence on you? I didn't think of that until Miriam said that, but yeah, I can kind of hear it.
Yeah. I mean, to an extent, there's like 3 Tom Waits records I really like.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like those 3 albums.
He's a unique artist. Yeah.
I mean, he's not my favorite, but I definitely, the songs I like by him, I really, really, really like.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's so much an influence, maybe just it's in there somewhere.
We know he's not a hero.
No. Heroes are, who's got time?
I felt like I had, I told when Dan came, and I feel the same way about you. I woke up, I was in my house last night getting ready for bed, and I was like, musical Santa's coming tomorrow.
Musical
so
Santa.
You may not be my hero, but you're my musical Santa. I couldn't sleep last night. I was all like, because I haven't actually met him. We've been talking online since I booked him and just getting to know each other. But I'm like, I actually get to meet him tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Very cool. Now, what about, so when is, have you started working on Cold Heart Volume 2 yet? Or
Well, okay. I put out an album called Night Hoss a few years ago, and that was like my first solo record. And after that, over the last few years, I've recorded a lot, and then that was going to be the next album. And then out of nowhere, I got a show in Massachusetts, and I decided to make a weekend of it and book another show while I was down there and studio time.
Yeah.
And recorded this, and I was like, boom, that's a record. So I just put that out. But I still have all these recordings I've done that I really like.
Oh, okay.
I think those are probably going to come out in some shape or form. But Cold Heart Volume 2, I don't even know if that will be the next album, but there will be one.
Okay.
I imagine it'll be another one-man band, like live in the studio.
Yeah.
Once I get enough songs that I want to use that way. Because the other stuff I record, like my first album, Night Hoss, and singles I've put out, when I record those, I play drums and I play bass and I do guitar and I do vocals. Like I record it as a whole band. I'm still playing everything. I might have a guest play organ or something I don't know how to play. On it, but the live show is one man band, and that's why this new album is the closest to like, this is what I sound like live.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, that makes sense. When you do some of the shows that you do, if you have to play a long time, so you mix in some covers, I assume, with the originals. Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do, old country songs. I don't do anything I don't like, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I'll do a song. I do Bela Lugosi's Dead by the Bauhaus. A Forest by The Cure.
Yeah.
Echo and the Bunnymen. Morrissey.
You did one recently or I don't know if you did it recently, but I watched it recently. It was the opening for Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh yeah, Rocky Horror. That's a fun one.
It's called Science
Fiction double feature. Yeah,
okay.
I do that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kinks. There's some songs I've known my whole life, but I've never actually played that. Like I played a show in Lewiston near where I live, and I was playing a 2-hour show, and on the way there I heard Whole Lot of Shaking Going On by Jerry Lee Lewis. Now I've heard that song thousands of times, probably.
Sure.
And I was like, I could play this. So while I was playing, I just started playing it.
Oh,
and
really?
I mean, it's 3 chords.
Yeah.
I just had to remember the words, and that was a blast.
Yeah.
Jerry Lee Lewis, Little Richard, stuff. I do a lot of covers.
Yeah. It sounds like though some of the covers you do there might be instances where people who are there don't necessarily realize they're covers, right? Because some of the stuff is not standard issue covers.
I try not to take, I'll mention like the song was written by so and so, or afterwards I'll say it, whether they hear it or not.
Yeah.
But it's great if I'm playing for a group of like, working dudes who like country music, and then I throw in an Echo and the Bunnymen song they've never heard, but they like it.
Right.
Or a Cure song, but they like it, and they don't even realize it's like if they heard the original, they'd probably be like, what the hell is this?
Right.
I really enjoy that. Or the flip side of it, doing, a country song that a different audience might not have listened to.
I bet you could do a sick rap cover if you found the right rap song.
I used to, but in this day and age, I don't do the ones I used to do.
Oh, okay.
Because the sense of humor is different now.
Sure.
And of course, there was nothing malicious in my intent.
I had to
doing them, but I'm like, I'm not going to do those anymore.
Steer clear of it.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood. Yeah. Yeah. The time goes quickly. I want to make sure we get one more song in, but I also want to remind everybody, especially for people who are just joining us, about the show coming up at Prayers of, I keep doing that.
The listening room.
I think I'm suffering from adult onset dyslexia. Forgive me. The listening room at Prayers of Nature.
But you can find everything at prayersofnature.com. So I've made it a little difficult for you.
Maybe that's why it keeps misfiring in my brain.
You can reserve seats for as little as $12. You can come see Caleb, which is quite a steal if you ask me. And it's Saturday, July 19th. The doors open at 6:30. The show starts at 7.
Okay.
Prayersofnature.com. You can reserve a seat. I won't turn people away if they show up at the door. It's just if you want to be able to sit down, you're going to want to go online and reserve a seat. But if you show up, I'm not going to be like, go away.
Right.
You're
just going to, I call it the wallflower pass. You still pay, but you're going to be standing. So, I'm really excited about it. We also have, I should mention, before Caleb, there is 2 other acts. There's one on Thursday called Blame It on Sally.
Okay.
It's a duo, upright bass, guitar. The woman who plays upright bass is actually an artist at the mill that I'm in. So she's a art professor and she's a painter. So she's going to be opening her studio before her show for people to show up early and enjoy her art before she actually performs. So that's Blame It on Sally on Thursday. And then Tom Russo, who you've met, my cousin, is performing.
He's been on a few times now, yeah.
He's coming that Friday. And once again, they all start at 7.
Okay.
Doors open at 6:30. And then, Caleb on the 19th.
Oh, very cool.
End it with Caleb. So.
Yeah, excellent. And Caleb, what should people know about where to find you online, where to get your albums and everything?
Just you can Google Cryin Caleb. You're going to find me, but I'm on all the social media stuff. Well, not all of them, but
not OnlyFans.
Not on OnlyFans.
It's hard to be on all of them. There's so many of them.
But I mostly, Instagram, Facebook. You can find Cryin Caleb. YouTube. I have a lot of stuff on YouTube that I don't put on the other stuff.
Okay.
And I have a Bandcamp, but you can find me.
Yeah.
You can find me.
Easy
I'm not
to
hard
find.
to find.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
people who say they can't find me, it's like, you didn't try.
Right, yeah.
And I don't blame you. This is, who's got time? This work. It's hard, man.
I've always thought it's funny when somebody says, "Oh yeah, I looked for you online, I couldn't find you." It's like you didn't try at all. You couldn't find a guy named Matt Connerton. Like, how many Matt Connertons do you think there are out there? There is one other one, but he's my uncle, so he doesn't count.
Oh, Uncle Matt.
Yeah, Uncle Matt. Well, very good. And we will, so we'll close out with this track, To Live and Love in the Shadow of Fear.
Oh, okay.
It's an ominous title.
Yeah. And this is an episode of the Outer Limits, the new Outer Limits. My girlfriend always says, stop calling it the new Outer Limits because it's from the 90s, because the original show was in the 60s.
Oh, I didn't even realize that they're going to reboot.
Yeah, there was in the 90s.
Okay.
But this particular episode is about someone who realizes there's something wrong with the moon, and that the sun probably went nova, and that as morning comes, that everyone's going to be incinerated. So he decides to spend his last night on Earth coming clean with the gal he has a crush on that works at the bookstore. And he asks her out on a date and, spends what they believe to be their last night on Earth together. But she doesn't realize that Earth is going to be gone in the morning. When she finds out, she's kind of angry, like, why would I want to spend the rest of my life with you? Like, I barely know you.
Yeah.
But it's the outer limits, so it gets more complicated. But anyway, I just love that idea of the end coming and just knowing when it's coming and being like, what do you want to do? And it's like, well, I know what I'd like to do. I'd like to spend it with the woman I love.
Right.
So that's what this song
very cool. Very cool. Cryin Caleb, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And of course, Darlene Hill, thank you. Oh, and thank you for the wonderful sticker, too.
You're welcome.
I'll hold that up for people watching online so they can see it one more time for the listening room at Prayers of Nature. So,
That's it.
I did it right that time.
You got it.
Very good. And we will close out today's show with this. This is To Live in Love in the Shadow of Fear. And this is Cryin Caleb.
Spend this night with you, 'cause in the morning it'll all be gone. Nothing really matters when nothing is no more, and now nothing is no more. Exists for the last time. The future is silence, and it's cool. It's a hostile world where we won't belong. So let's spend the night doing those things we so love to do, like watching movies and telling jokes. Spending the end with you, and I'll hold you in my arms while it all goes dark. And through closed eyes we see shimmering silver and gold as the light exists for the last time. It's the last time. You and I fading as one into the darkness. You and I burning as one into ashes. You and I fading as one into the